Tape rolling. Getting ready to do live. Quiet on the set, boys and girls. Click. Zoom Room Video Communications brought to you by the BMC.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. And no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to. I have to hold the button down just for Laz's benefit.
Yeah, well, you know. Works if we can hear you. Skeggy, thank you for the host, my friend. And, of course, always happy to see you, along with everybody else in the room. Welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Tuesday, October 2nd, 2018 here inside Trinity Avatar, and we do have a couple birthdays. We gotta say happy birthday to our one and only well of knowledge Spiffy, Guardian Spiff. Yes, and yes, our own Spec celebrating a birthday out there for all those of you who know them. Don't forget to wish them a happy birthday when you see them in and around game today, because they'll appreciate it. Of course, not everybody always appreciates when we announce their birthday on the air, but oh well, yeah. It's what
Spec's only 40, man. Spec's only 40.
Only?
Yeah. She wants everybody to know she's 40, and please turn around and give her the birthday spankings, because she actually enjoys those.
Yes, absolutely.
She will
have to know the proper number of spanks to give on somebody's birthday. That is for sure.
It would be 40 plus one draw on.
Now, got some folks again last night sitting around chatting in the chat room while there's nobody there, and gotta welcome this new guy who actually says he named himself New Britannia. So if you see somebody running around out there, I don't know how long that's
with the name of New Britannia.
Yes, with the name New Britannia.
Are you sure it's not Nude Britannia?
It's well, he said New Britannia, spelled with two T's though. But
oh yeah, it's all good. It works.
It is
for me.
all good. It's see guy on the forums going, how did I not know about this? I would have been a backer. And again, I don't know how I didn't know about this.
It's easy. It's one where if you really don't pay attention,
Botox, econs.
Gaming news is so fractured nowadays that it is really easy for a game that's in development to be lost.
Yes, absolutely.
It's very easy, and that's also what makes it advertising complicated.
Well, one of those things that's a little different. We were talking about this, I believe, last week. Where when you wanted to get a new game or there was some kind of buzz about a game, you had to go to your local corner store, that had a little section with some pegboard in it that might have a couple of games for you, or you had to search out the relatively rare a computer shop located obscurely someplace in a corner of your city that nobody knows about because nobody owned a computer back in the day, to find that place that actually had games for computers. Now, that was back in the day, and it was easy to find once you knew where you were going, because that's where you had to go to get your games.
Yeah.
In today's day, day and age of instant gratification and downloadable content, yes, that makes anybody able to offer stuff without having to go into a retail store, which again, But I linked the topic in there into Discord, and don't forget, we are the only show on the air 5 days a week that invites you, the audience, to come hang out in Discord, talk with us, tell us your opinions, join in on the fun. Of course, if you want to see all the NSFW stuff, you need to be in Discord. So you can go to nbnn.info, click on the connect button on the little app there, or type in discord.me/NBNN in your web browser. It'll bring you conveniently right on into the room. Of course, we have a room full of people and they never talk. But that's all right. Little quiet today.
Hey, I'm getting messages from people asking about like the radio.
Yes, well, that's one of our, let's bring that up as a matter of fact, because...
the in-game radio?
The in-game radio, of course, there was a bug report for it, so there was a patch today for all you folks wondering. So when I saw the patch, I, of course, went ahead and... First thing I did was go check the radio, see if we were back in yet, so I... sent off a message to Undone again saying as of build 843 it's still not there, and his reply was it won't change until we roll the servers. Not sure when we will do this next, but it's not contained in the build. Now, so whenever it is, and again, roll the servers. Is that a server-side patch? Is that an actual
I think
physical...
it's a server. I think it's a server-side patch. Because realistically, this information is just being pulled from a database somewhere, so it shouldn't require an actual patch to the game client. It's not like new artwork being introduced.
Gotcha. So, whatever that is, I just assume that when you have to do a patch, that's part of it as well, but I guess not, so... Somebody push a roll, will you? We need a radio back in game. Any Condis, that's quite possible back in the day. Of course, I used to run a BBS named Strange Brew. It was a home brewing BBS. Aptly named after my favorite comedians from up in the Great White North, Bob and Doug McKenzie. And used to have recipes and stuff and all that fun stuff, on a single line dial-up. But, quite possible. Many of us dialed into the Bear BBS and some of the other larger ones over time. And then, of course, Telnet came out and allowed us to actual multi-node. So it's quite possible. I used to be a big mud gamer back in the day on the BBSs.
Man,
playing Major Mud.
Play some muds.
Yeah, Major Mud was the one for...
I can't even remember the BBSs that I dialed into or the muds that I played. Even like the Eng band versions that I played. I don't remember. It's like I remember
I'll tell
Zork.
You what. See, we had a local
3,
provider.
Ultima 2.
And our provider was sort of like...
Prodigy?
No. They were our friends. They people we knew. They were one of the first people to have a multi-node. It was Infinite Space Systems Online, in other words, affectionately known as ISS to us. And we had literally all of the Orlando area on this BBS. We would have get-togethers where 300 people would show up out at the park. An average Saturday night would gather about 100 people in a local pub we used to go to every Saturday night, Suspenders, and it was a real community. I mean, you know, you had people dating, you had the kids hanging out with the other kids. I mean, it was just one of them things that was so homegrown back in the day. I mean, we used to go down to the offices and get stoned in the offices because they owned their own building back in the day. You know, really small. Until they sold to the bigger guys, and then they couldn't do that shit no more. They had to go legal and legit. But yeah, the good old days of BBS and gaming, all that good stuff. Which will bring me to today's main topic. No, we'll do that. Yeah, let's do that while we're on this. Put the link in there.
We actually have a topic today.
Well, no.
No, okay. I just had to clarify that.
I put a link in there today that I'm going to try and make.
You did?
Okay? Is the one that says, "Do gamers moan too much?" Yes, that topic of the day.
Hold on, I interpret that as something completely different.
Now, I actually supplied the actual answer to this.
I've observed gamers seem to complain more than any other hobby I've encountered. Why is this? I'm not talking about this place specifically, but the hobby as a whole, or is it a pastime? A frivolous way to avoid thinking about our inevitable deaths. A quick perusal of any gaming drinking hole, and you can observe huge barrels of text replete with a gnashing of teeth through across the internet, etc. And yet, if you were to drop into a farm for modelers of World War I fighting ships, you wouldn't experience the same raging histrionics. Is it because gaming, particular MMO, attacks a certain type of human? Or is it because a game allows you to zone out from the harshness of the outside world, provides you with a plump, comfy pillow, which to flop down, zone out, and allow your brain to exist in a state that replenishes essential proteins and neurotransmitters, aka grinding meditation, and then change occurs in the game that no longer allows you to achieve this state, leading to a grabbing of the pitchfork and the desire to form a mob and storm the forums. I find the psychology of gaming fascinating. The reaction and play to games such as this is more interesting and engaging than the game itself. Games these days have become mind traps, drawing on the latest work in habit-forming techniques. One only has to look at how this is applied to keep you addicted to social media to see this in action, and also applied to gaming. The persuasion wizards who cast habit spells on the heaving masses have far more tools these days and understanding of how to use them. I have lots of responses to this. I really do have lots of responses to this.
I've given him the absolute number one answer to his question on page 2. But this, is why gamers moan so much. Well, I don't know. First, it's just one of them things with the internet.
No, I don't even think that's the issue. If you think about it, it is game reviews in general are editorials. And so you are told this is the best thing since sliced bread. And if you remember picking up all the gaming magazines in the 80s and 90s, that would tell you how much superior something is to something else and why you should go out and buy it. It's a persuasive technique that will really caters on a comparative between apples and oranges. That's not necessarily true. And so it is a realm that has always solicited a passionate moderation of some sort. I don't know. I'm staring at something else and I just fucking blanked. And Threadia, I'm not staring at Twitter actually.
Yeah.
That is over here behind a couple of tabs.
So I'm, just scrolling through to show you that there's quite a bit of thoughts, ideas, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, I had to throw in my 2 cents. And, of course, I quoted him. I've observed gamers seem to complain more than any other hobby I've encountered. Why is this? The initial question. My answer is, as of this year, gaming is the #1 form of entertainment in the world, surpassing movies, surpassing television, surpassing going out to the dance, surpassing concert going, surpassing
wasn't that eclipsed a few years ago?
No, actually, as far as I understand, it took the #1 spot this year. Now, it was actually a couple of years ago that women overtook men in the gaming platform we discussed maybe a while back that you might be thinking of. But as of this year, again, I just recently saw this, and that's why it's fresh in the mind. Gaming has become the #1 form of entertainment in the world. I think that's my very simple, easy answer to the whole thing.
I disagree with it. That just because you also have to look at how is feedback elicited in regards to games. So if he's going to make that comparison to moderator to like modelers and building like fighting ships from World War I.
Well, somebody actually
and the question that. And the question becomes, what do you like about this? And then that changes the entire conversation. And so it's one where it's like you're taking a model of something else
Kashiva,
and saying, hey, what's the most frustrating element of this? And then people are just going to fucking like sit there and say, you know what? I hate it when I fucking get glue on my finger and then I can't do a fucking thing correctly. And
if you scroll down just a little, Kashiva has a comment for you on that exact topic.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't read any of this shit. So this is my first time reading it. It's actually funny that you mentioned modeling. The Warhammer tabletop community has more raging histrionics than our own beloved soda.
More
often due to balance changes.
History.
Oh fuck! Warhammer 40K when the Jesters came out. Yeah, I remember that. Everybody was fucking running an army of Jesters and fucking decimating everybody that didn't have Jest. Was it Jesters? Was it Jesters?
I don't know that one.
Shit. What was that class? The Harlequin Death Jester. Yeah. Yeah, but that was a long ass fucking time ago that I did that. Yeah. But yes.
But gaming, whether it be tabletop, whether it be console, whether it be online, has taken the world by storm. Again, it was just in the past couple of years where female gamers now outnumber male gamers by percentage.
That's all bullshit, and because you also have to look at it's like for my mom would never have identified as a gamer, yet every single fucking day she was playing Free Cell and Solitaire. And occasionally some Minesweeper. And that is a gamer.
And I don't know if your mom had ever had the joy of playing with a touchscreen cell phone and being able to play Candy Crush on it. She might have been one of those, because I know my mom spends hours, throughout the day on her iPhone and on her PC when she's bored at work or just got some idle time sitting around. She's playing little games with her friends, and they're giving each other power-ups and gems and all sorts of other stuff. And this is my 74-year-old mother who, regardless, it's games. She's gaming, whether she wants to admit it or not. She's a gamer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're playing Monopoly or fucking Sorry or any of those games. You're still a gamer.
Yeah.
If you're out playing hopscotch, you're a gamer.
Jeez, I don't think kids even know what that is anymore.
Double Dutch? Come on, man.
Don't even think, Ian. Kids don't go outside and play anymore. That's the topic of
air conditioning, man.
Huh?
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning, that's right.
Yeah. And internet forums allow people to be...
So what do we got? We got some chat going on here. We got Greg...
Yeah. Every hobby has its people who get extremely involved in their favorite activity and can become very, very angry, disappointed, loud about anything and everything regarding that hobby.
That's right.
Absolutely a true statement. And internet forums allow people today to be vocal and to be more other people than was possible in years past. Yes, it does actually provide a much more instantaneous communication. And so it's also not as well thought out as some things. It's the same thing that if you actually go through and you start reading like editorial comments of even magazines, newspapers, you'll be like,
letters to Penthouse.
Letters to the editor related to games. That used to be the funniest part of like picking up some magazines were the letters to the editors. Because they would sit there and call someone out because a game they didn't like was not living up to the expectations.
Yes. Now, of course, the internet, I think, is blown that a little wide open since the advent of the BBS. That was the beginning of blame wars. And anybody who remembers the good old days of what a good flame war was, good flame war was going on when two people could go at it without actually using any derogatory words, calling each other names, and just really hammer home points, of why something is so good or why something is so bad, and sort of missed those days. Now everybody can just get out there and spoo.
Yeah. You've got some verbal diarrhea going on this show way too frequently.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea if that would actually distract me.
Dropping F-bombs every other sentence around here.
Hey, man. That is true. But Thready is trying to distract me with a picture of an elf.
Who?
Oh, it's a very impressive elf.
Okay, it's not public domain elf here, apparently.
It's an NSFW elf.
Well, it's not. Yeah, NSFW public here. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, hold on.
Oh no, she sent it to me. Okay. That could be quite distracting. I could see being distracted traveling through
I'd
the
like
woods.
to make a half elven with her. Yeah, so easily distracted. Yes, I admit it.
Yeah, well, squirrel, not too hard around here.
Oh yeah, and for the record, I haven't played like Warhammer 40k since like 96, 97, something out of that. And YouPorn does run out of Laz's basement in Florida.
Ain't no basements in Florida. What do you, they're very rare, let's put it that way.
You have to be very, very rich to have a basement. Yeah.
Got to do what Disney did. You got to build everything on ground level, then cover it with dirt and make a second level. That's how you make a basement.
So you're making your own hill?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that is exactly why Laz always has bandwidth issues.
Yeah, it's like where we live right here. We live up on a hill, and there's a whole prison complex fucking right below us. You know what I'm saying? The clink's right underneath our feet, for crying out loud. And that's why you have to climb that hill to get here. They built the clink at ground level, and they covered it up and put the housing on top, you know? A lot of people don't know we're right on top of hidden jail cells. A lot of people don't know the activity that goes on underneath our feet. All sorts of demented torture down there.
No basements, only prisons. Yeah, and Pee-wee's Great Adventure taught everybody about basements in Texas. That's where you go to find a bike. And Large Marge is the trucker you want.
So I see you're still standing up. You can't sit down anymore yet.
I'm playing, man.
I know.
Can you not hear Wasted Years?
I can hear whatever it is you're playing.
That's Wasted Years, man. I mean, it might be related to what we're doing, and I don't know.
I don't know. I think yeah. Never mind.
I just show up here. A tequila dance.
Yeah, we never did get one of those. I actually had submitted that to him.
Bird is the word.
I got a thread I started with him back, and I gave him a metric shit ton of suggestions that would be, in my mind, easy, basic dances, and links to instructional YouTube videos so he could actually watch them.
Yeah. Do we have Did roll the dice in the game yet?
You know, I was just thinking that same thing. I never, all this time, I think that was. I don't know. Let's see.
I haven't gone to the bank to collect everything, so I don't know. So you'll have to tell me if it's in game or not.
I do not see it.
Not slash roll. Roll the dice, that emote.
I don't even have a roll.
Roll is just slash roll and then the die.
Oh, for the actual, yes. I got you. But that's not actually an emote that I see on the list.
Yeah, that's not an emote. But yeah. But yes, I know.
Really? Let's see.
So what all was patched in today's patch notes?
Good question. I do have this up here, I believe, or at least I did have it up here.
I'm waiting for you to find it.
Yeah, simple enough.
Oh.
Simple enough. Patch notes.
Yeah.
843.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Up on screen.
They fixed an issue where the Darkstar pavers could not be placed in a house. And they fixed some AI and pathfinding issues in the ruined keep. Fixed punishing vile flail not being able to be masterworked. Out in the upper tiers, they adjusted some unreachable cotton nodes and fixed issues with height for ornate table settings. Fixed an issue where some resources would not spawn to their intended amounts on initial scene load for some scenes, and fixed a problem preventing the ornate small Viking planting bed from working. And out in Blood River outskirts, you can now talk to Zoisimus about her resource gathering quest with either the help or resource gathering keywords.
Keyword.
Yeah. Still so much better of a way to do that would be.
Now, that's something that we should probably...
Come in release 59, 60, somewhere in there.
We should probably just remind folks of, because I met several folks over the last couple of weeks who I says, hey, have you done this yet? Have you done that yet? And they come back and they say, well, no. And I bring them over and say, do this, do that. And, well, what I found out was that, when you tell somebody to, say something
talk to an NPC,
talk to an NPC, they tend to look for those keywords down in the bottom. And if they don't see them, they don't usually say anything. Case in point, I brought a new guy last week over to Knob down there to get himself, get him the coconuts, get him the nose pick emote, get him the lean left, lean right, lean back. And of course, I told him, I says, go speak to him, ask him about his job, ask him about horses, ask him about mounts. And he went and he sat and he spent, 5 minutes fiddling with it. And I said, did you get it yet? And he's like, no, he didn't. He gave me the lean left, lean right. I says, did you ask him about... He says, well, and this is how I found that out. He says, well, I clicked all the words. I said, no. You have to actually type in and ask him about those.
Horse.
Yep. And boom, there he goes. He got his coconuts. He got his nose pick emote. But just to let everybody know, not every keyword on the NPCs are listed. Many, I should say, of the NPCs have keyword triggers that are not visible. There are Easter eggs, as it may be. You need to just play around with them to find out what they do when you say certain things. Like when you go
I think
to a certain doctor
actually,
in Adoris.
That tells you mean Darcy of Paxlayer?
Is it Darcy of Paxlayer in Adoris?
Yeah,
yes.
Darcy he's not a doctor.
Okay.
But yeah, you end up with that showcases a huge limitation of the keyword system. And in fact, what they should do is after a certain stage, remove the keywords. So the keywords are like the tutorial. This gets you in the habit of looking and reading and clicking on things. But then eventually it becomes one to where you have to approach an NPC and engage them in a conversation.
An actual physical conversation, yes.
And then it will become one where some website would actually have a very comprehensive list of guide keywords for everything that you would need to know for every NPC. And I know that does make the gameplay much more difficult for Laz, who only clicks keywords for most everything. Yeah.
You mean me hunting, typing? Yeah.
Well, is that what you call that typing method?
I don't know. I don't know what I call anything these days.
Hunt backspace and then peck some more and backspace some more
and then backspace. You ever find yourself writing like 3/4 of a sentence and finding a word 3 words back, and instead of just going back to edit
that's where you use the arrow key.
You hit the backspace all the way back, erasing.
No. You use the arrow keys, just in the cursor over there, not the backspace.
I know, but I've had people do that, and it's just like, you don't have to do that. Anyway, moving right along. How about a little stand-up for the boys and girls? We'll tell them what they were doing down at the offices recently.
No.
No? Okay. What else you got on tap then?
Well, nothing.
Nothing.
Talk about the old days. Because now I have to find the stand-up corner, and you know how much of a pain in the ass that can be.
I know, 300 tabs to choose.
As I also try to figure out what song am I going to play next. I haven't played Winches and Mead yet. I really need more variety. Oh wait, do I still have the thing called Love in my inventory? Yeah.
You really need to go over to like Scrota's music shop and like buy some music or something.
That would be to acquire much more, but yeah. I do have a bunch of them in a chest somewhere on my lot. I just don't like carrying them around. But the stand-up corner is where the devs say, hey.
You know, there's an easy solution to that by writing your
I worked
own
on this
keeping
yesterday.
them in your directory, and you don't have to carry nothing.
I know. And that's why I downloaded a bunch of stuff, and that's what I'm playing off of, because I've got the list right here. But yeah, stand-up corners where the devs say, hey, I worked on this yesterday, I'm working on this today. Something random gets written down, eventually gets posted to the interwebs, and we get to interpret it. So this is the stand-up corner from Monday, October 1st. Because it's time to break out the black lipstick, because it's the best time of the year. And the black nail polish. Over in the art department, Damon. Working on bugs.
Bug.
And web updates. And fishing.
Fish.
Oh, you know what? Lord British can't listen to us anymore.
Not unless he knows how to...
Yeah, he listened on the radio, so he'll be like, where is this NBNN thing? I don't know. Over in design, Beezus.
The Beezinator.
Working on live stream. And fishing.
Fish.
And forums. Sanyo. Working on conversation updates. And quests. And bugs.
Bug.
And release 59 planning. The Energy Vortex. List Rostov. Working on screenshots. And web planning. And bugs.
Bug.
And tutorial updates. And then over in tech, Dr. Bob.
Little Bobby Thompson.
Working on AI bugs.
Bug.
And JY. Working on resource spawning updates. Then Wizard Smoke. He's puff passing around some designer tools. And bugs.
Bug.
And release 59 planning. The Deathbringer one and only. He's decided that he wants to work on some bugs.
Bug.
And performance. And then the Burning Toad.
The burn.
He's scratching the itch that's known as... Hold on. Where is it? The darkness. There. This is a thing called love. I love this song. It used to be the ringtone on my phone. Because it's touching you, touching me. Yeah. Where was that? Patches and bugs.
Bug.
And dungeons. Then we also have Tassilo working on web updates and web planning and shipping support. Over in studio services.
Suck it, baby.
Chaos working on shipping and weekend sales and live stream support and patch notes and rewards. Serafina working on a weekly update and customer service.
Lovely.
And live stream and dance party.
Yay.
Did you go to it?
No.
I didn't either. It wasn't on the calendar. Over useless
not
overhead.
even that. I had to go places.
Had to do things.
People to do, places to go.
I was busy doing something. And it may have involved...
we all
states.
heard on the open mic, yeah.
Don't know what you're talking about. Over and useless overhead. Dippy bird. I think it's funny. It's like every time I leave my mic on after the show, like, what's my response?
Good thing I wasn't spanking it.
I wonder why I would say that. I don't know someone.
I don't know. Not like anybody's ever done that before.
Well, I'm sure you've seen some videos of other things that have happened to Twitch streamers that forgot to turn off their. It's like that's hilarious.
Many of the ones that I've seen were, from what I understand, after finally doing a little homework, they were all staged. But you know. But anyway. I don't know if we have enough time to cover that topic. That's a wild topic. We may just do a show on live stream masturbation, self-pleasure.
Yeah. Yep.
Moving right along. The Dippy Bird.
Moving on much?
Bugs. Weekend it in live stream in Leeds meeting. Lord British was playtesting in general business in Leeds meeting in design direction. And last but not least, the Dorkstar are working on weekly update in live stream in Jira Triage in release 59 planning in Leeds meeting.
Indeed.
Yep. And that's what our devs said they were working on yesterday. Oh man!
I love this shit. I tell you what.
Someone's responding to one of my Facebook threads about wind energy and solar and things like that. And he responded with, "What's going to happen when we run out of wind?" And I respond, "What are we going to do when the sun burns out?"
Yeah. I'm going to guess that probably both of those will happen about the same time. The sun will go poof.
That there is no life on Earth whatsoever.
Yeah, it'll send one big last gusting solar flare. It'll be one large freaking hot wind and poof. You won't have to worry about it anymore. So
well, the day we have no more wind on the Earth is also the day that we have no atmosphere. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Being sucked through that big hole above the Earth over the North Pole, is it they say?
It'll be sucked out of something.
Let's cover a couple quick topics here before we get to it. But gotta give everybody those latest SodaCon updates. And of course, SodaCon tickets are no longer on sale. So if you did not get yours, sorry folks, start planning for next year. And of course, for all those VIPs out there, any of our VIPs are listening, the schedule should be updated shortly. So check the updated schedule for the tour dates. There is a slight change in plans. Richard has an engagement he has to get to, so he asked us to move those tours, and everybody will be doing the tours at one time later on in the day. So check the schedule for updates for that. And of course, after the tour, everybody will directly go to the gathering point for the VIP reception. So check the SodaConAustin.org website for scheduled updates. If you're a VIP, you're just hanging loose because it really won't affect you too much. If you got to be there for the 1 o'clock tour, 1:30 tour that was already planned, you're not going to miss it. You're just going to be pushed back a little. So no big deal. Going to be a great time. And again, the few last minute people got in on it. We're close to 90 plus, I believe. Right around the 90 mark. I haven't got the final numbers yet of attendees. 12, yeah. 42.
Yeah. 42. That's all that matters.
It's all relative. That's right. And of course, I knew if we're going to hear.
We're going to pull out the law of fives real soon.
There you go. But yes, a couple updates out there. That's why we always say the schedule is tentative up until we are actually there at the event doing what we say is going to be done. Because you never know what's going to happen down at the offices. Of course, you never know what's going to happen in life. So live life to its fullest, folks. You know, it was Obsidian Tempest was in here, OT. Last night, you were in for that chat for a little bit, weren't you? Is that
what? Say what?
Obsidian Tempest showed up last night. We were talking a little bit about fun stuff like this, and he's like, "Yeah, we got a lot of folks from our guild going." He says, maybe next year." Well, I keep.
Oh, that was the New Yorker that was like,
Obsidian,
talking about bringing in his wife and didn't know what to do, and
she's not gonna have fun. I'm a geek, she's not gonna have any. I said, "Listen, man, we got Paul
McCartney and Metallica.
Aside from Austin City Limits going on, I says one of our sponsors is actually
day drinking.
What is it? Hold on, I got it right here in front of me. The Woodhouse Day Spa is one of the SodaCon Austin sponsors. So for you ladies out there who want to go get pampered and want to do something else, the Day Spa is available right there, and they're a sponsor of SodaCon. Of course, for the couples out there, there's the Moonlight Cruise for, what is that one actually called?
I have no idea. What are we talking about?
The Lone Star Riverboat Cruises, which is an evening excursion. So after your day's done, if you have your significant other, wife or girlfriend with you, and you want to break away, the Lone Star Riverboat Cruise is a nice break in the whole thing. Of course, yes, Austin City Limits going on for SodaCon. There's all sorts of stuff. There's an Oktoberfest going on. Again, we're just doing, the actual daytime events. You guys have all sorts of time available, and there are all sorts of other events going on throughout the weekend. So don't tie yourselves down. Bring your significant other, bring your wife, bring your girlfriend. Send her to a day at the Day Spa. Take that romantic cruise. Go to the theater together and go see the Baron's Men. It's always a fun night. All sorts of stuff. So, yeah. But of course, you can't buy tickets anymore, so that's all probably a moot point for anybody who doesn't have tickets. Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, of course. For those of you guys and gals who may be interested, that's right. Metallica's playing one night, and Paul McCartney's playing another night, Friday and Saturday. I believe Paul's on Friday, Metallica's on Saturday. And, $100. And go see Sir Paul McCartney.
No,
that's a pretty cheap ticket as far as, if Paul's on Friday, Metallica's on Saturday.
If you're going to go to ACL, Uber or Lyft.
Carpool.
No, Uber or Lyft. Trust me.
Well, you got to pay the same amount either way, ain't you?
Well, some of them have slightly different prices. So.
Right. So, what is it going to cost me for an Uber
to and from? Can go with there is an Austin version that actually pays the drivers more, but I forgot what that's right.
You mean the gypsy cab service?
The Austin ride sharing. We don't call these things gypsy cabs because we're not New Yorkers where you actually have to have a medallion in order to be a taxi driver.
Those are real cabs. Gypsy cabs are a guy who put cab on the side of their car and drive around picking up fares who are not licensed. Yeah. Or what we call car service. But anyway, moving right along. Yeah, what is it going to cost you one way to get there? Compared to what it's going to cost.
Arm and a leg, but it's cheaper. Still
cheaper than the parking? I don't know.
Still cheaper than the parking.
Anyway. Take it from Jack.
You'll be walking probably 3 miles in order to... If you park near ACL, you're probably walking 3 miles.
Yeah, so probably easier to take the car and get right close to where you want to be dropped off.
Yeah.
I love this.
No, you don't. You do realize that we are way past
I do. I was actually queuing up that wonderful NBNN Shroud Avatar app that we have available for everybody out there. in the Google Play Store, the Amazon App Store, or the Apple Apps. Yeah, the Apple iTunes Store, the Amazon Store. You know what I'm talking about. You all listened to this before. And if you haven't, well, welcome to the show. We have an app. It's available in all the Play Stores for all your electronic devices. If you want to take Shroud the Avatar with you on the go, when you go, or wherever you go, check out the NBNN Shroud the Avatar app. And of course, you can read the Daily Britannian, published 7 days a week with news from Shroud the Avatar and beyond. You can check out the forums and get into that flame war with your friends. You can check out Soda Map. You can check out the Rift Map if you want to see what time the lunar rifts are open and plan your travel schedule. You can shop the marketplace, Love Shroud Marketplace. And of course, you can hit us up on social media. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. And last but not, well, there's a lot more to do, but right now we're going to jump over to the NBNN Shroud the Avatar community calendar, also hosted on NBNN.info and brought to us every day by our good friends over at HometownHero.com. You'll save 20% off your purchase price.
That new flavor tomorrow.
Oh, did you order the new flavor? I've stocked so much juice here that I should hit Lewis up and say, hey, dude, send me some of that new stuff.
Yep, but don't forget that NBNN disc promo code, 20% off. I just used it yesterday to order some of the maple pecan flavor because you know what? I'm a glutton for punishment. I love both those flavors. But yes, that NBNN Shroud the Avatar community calendar is hosted on NBNN.info. Just click on the calendar button. You too can look at this aggregate mess of all the available Google public calendars related to Shroud the Avatar that has a little that guy knows about. If you have a Google public calendar related to Shroud and you want it connected, you need to email that guy, news@nbnn.info. Same thing goes if you want to add one-off events to the NBNN Shroud community calendar. Email news@nbnn.info. He might do something with it eventually.
And if you got nudes, those go to nudes@nbnn.info.
Yes, and we will carefully curate all of the nudes, and we will not be judgmental at all with the lotion or the tissues. But yes, all times on the community calendar are Central Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia time.
Nude Britannia time.
Because there's a reason that we shoot from the waist up. Yeah, one of these days I'm actually just going to pick up a pair of pants and just there's a reason we shoot from the waist up. But yes, Monday through Friday, 12s and 6s around the clock. You need to tune in your ether amplifiers to Radio Free Britannia
to
listen to two idiots interpreting the news, so you don't have to. A little show called Lunch with us. 2 o'clock this afternoon, you can join Sean Silverfoot from Paxlayer Town Manager Hour, where today's topic is going to be fishing. Like every day's topic.
Right,
3 o'clock. He's mute. Shh, shh. He can't respond. He's not paying attention. 3 o'clock this afternoon, you can always join Winter Mute of Cough for the EVL Euro Dungeon Crawl. Yeah. At 7 p.m., James Thunder of EVL is doing Thunder's Dungeon Run. If that's not your thing and you'd rather join the Jade Dragons, they're going to be hanging out in Braemar, going to Chilblain's Compendium of Pain and Suffering. It's like watching the NBNN Twitch stream for 24 hours straight.
Non-stop.
With your eyelids taped up and the volume as loud as it goes. Yeah. It's pretty painful. 7 p.m. on Radio Free Britannia is 70s at 7.
WRFB.
And the final event of the evening is the Wekadwoom on Radio Free Britannia. That's our community calendar for this Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Even better with tequila. That's right. Don't forget you're watching Lunch with Laz and Jack right here on NBNN.info, twitch.tv/Synesys, or twitch.tv/NBNN News. Catching us in replays on YouTube or on the in-game radio when it's available. It should be back soon, folks. Just waiting on a restart, so it'll be back. Don't panic.
Next week, maybe.
And of course, thanks to you guys and gals out there for helping to keep us on the air for the past 3+ years. We do appreciate it. If you want to become a supporter, you can go out to any of the sites we have. Click on the donate buttons out there. You can click on... you can send cryptocurrency over to this guy over there. You can use your Amazon Prime accounts. You get a free sub every month. You can use them on our streams. And, of course, if you want to become a monthly supporter, you can go to patreon.com/NBNN and become a monthly supporter or become a sponsor. And, of course, I want to give a big shout-out to all you folks out there on Patreon for another great month of support. Thank you. As we just got paid, so always do appreciate that. And again, plenty of ways to support, plenty of ways to show, and we do appreciate you guys. TheArieFund.org. Become a supporter today and play for a cause. Check out the Arie Fund for the latest in community causes and events inside Trinity Avatar. SodaCon Austin, that's right, gonna be the party of the year, folks, and of course we'll bring you pictures and all sorts of stuff afterwards. We're about a week out before we're gonna be headed that way. Actually, that's a week from today. I'll be leaving. Don't know what well, I know we're not going to be on the air, so I don't know if we're doing a show Monday is what the question's going to be.
I have no clue.
Yeah, we have no clue yet, but we'll let you know before Friday because I just haven't quite.
No. We'll let you know Monday.
We'll let you know by
tweet
Monday.
That says no show today.
That's right. Because of SodaCon Austin, that's right. So we're going to be gone off the airwaves.
Blame it on SodaCon. I could do the show Monday through Friday, no problems, if I could wake up.
Yeah, right.
But at some point in time, I'm going to have to pick up Scroda.
Oh, there you go. Ooh. Don't forget our good friends over at Hometown Hero with the Legit brand, one of the many brands that they've got out there. And, of course, always save yourself 20% when you check out. Use the promo code NBNN at hometownhero.com. Speaking of Scroda's music service and Coil More Wands for those services in games. Check those guys out. The Britannian Mining Company wants you to check out Black Rock Cove. Thanks to the good folks over at the BMC, our Zoom room is supported for another year, and another big thank you to those guys over there for the support. RelicsByRild.com for all your licensed Shroud Avatar swag. Check out Relics by Rild. He'll be at SodaCon with some swag, I understand. So come on out again, check it out. And if you can't get to it at SodaCon, online, relicsbyrild.com. Promo code NBNN saves you 10% off your purchase price. WRFB Radio Free Britannia, bringing you the latest in news and entertainment 24/7 round the clock. And last, but definitely not least, my favorite sponsor, the guys who put money in my bank. Well, it's the people who buy stuff, but it allows
it in your PayPal.
Allows it to put it in my PayPal. Yeah, I don't have a bank account. Yeah, don't have any bank accounts. I just use the PayPal thingy. It works. People put money in, I take money out. Nice. But ShroudMarketplace.com for all your virtual vendable goods here inside outside Shroud Avatar. You know what I mean. I'm getting all tongue-tied today.
All those great things that are game-related can be bought or sold at Shroud Marketplace. Over 135 different players registered as vendors. Each vendor is responsible for setting their own prices and maintaining their own inventories. So you get some great things, and it is truly a marketplace. You can find teleports and recoil scrolls from this guy. You can find them from that guy. You can find them from other people. But the best prices right here because they're guaranteed not to fizzle. That guy, on the other hand, will sell you insurance, fizzle insurance.
I'll sell you fizzle insurance.
Even on my scrolls, he'll sell you fizzle
That's
insurance.
Right.
In anybody's scrolls, he'll sell you fizzle insurance for. But anything and everything from accounts to game gold, crowns of the city and cheaper than you can get off the add-on store, all the way to services. Anything and everything. Don't forget to check out the newest vendor, Stompy.
Stompy?
Yeah, Stompy. He hasn't added anything yet, but just registered yesterday. Or Zed's Vending. Zed's selling some silver ingots. So anything and everything. There's even services you can find at Shroud Marketplace. From leveling services, deco services, gust ball services, cheese sign writing services, anything and everything you could ever want, including some guy that's offering a wedding service.
That's right. Don't forget, if you're looking to get hitched, weddings and more by Laz, because it's not just weddings, it's a whole lot more. If you're looking for anything wedding related, there's custom vows, a specific spot, above ground, underground, seaside, lakeside, you name it, we got you covered. And of course, if you're looking for those telethon rares, you're looking for some lots, you're looking for some odds and ends, you want some artifacts, you're looking for ores, we've got a little bit of everything. Want to buy a duck? That's right, we'll even sell you a duck. Check out Weddings and More by Laz, because it's not just weddings, it's a whole lot more. And that's right. I don't know about that. You better update your price list out there. Somebody's selling for that price. I know that.
Somebody's selling what for what price?
Granite block at 15.
Uh-oh. Someone's selling it for just one granite block for 10 because he didn't put 1,000 on there.
Really?
In the description. 1,000 granite blocks. The title of it is Granite Block.
Oh, one block, $10.
Just one block, $10.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised, man.
But when you look at the description, it's actually 1,000 granite blocks. And that's from Weddings and More by Laz. But don't forget, check out Skeggy Media or Millions and More and the other featured vendors. Skeggy really wants you.
Skeggy needs beer money, so we're trying to help Skeggy get some beer money for SodaCon. That's right. Look forward to meeting you all out there. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow with more right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.